So really quickly, it would not be right if I did not thank my lady, Renee, for getting me the Nintendo Switch over 18 months ago. She has been absolutely amazing. She never asked me, was I going to open it? Never, just let it sit there. She was so cool about it. And not only did she buy me the Switch, she bought me Mario Odyssey. So without her, this would not have been possible. Renee, thank you so much. Love you. I appreciate you for doing that for me. So on with the show. Man, oh man, what's going on, game players? What is up, listeners? My goodness. I want to welcome you guys to Kiaun Vents, episode number 7. And my gosh, by the title, I'm sure you are more than aware of what I'm going to be talking about. I finally opened up my Nintendo Switch and popped in Mario Odyssey. Oh, we gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about this, brothers. My gosh. So, this is the thing. I have had, if any of you guys have been listening to the podcast for quite some time, I have had my Nintendo Switch for 18 months. Literally. I just did the math on it. This is horrible. 18 months, it stayed in the box. It wasn't until last year I was able to get Mario Odyssey. I didn't even buy it. My lady bought it for me for a gift, and it just sat. 6 months, Mario Odyssey sat on my shelf. I looked over at it, glanced at it. I don't want to play it. And the Switch has been on top of my PlayStation monitor, my PlayStation 3D monitor, along with DJ Hero, my PlayStation VR, that's unopened by the way, my TS XW Thrustmaster racing wheel that I haven't opened up yet. The Switch is in between all of this stuff. So I'm looking at the Switch every day. Every day that I am home and not working, the Switch is just looking at me in my face like, are you going to play with me or not? Are you going to open me up or not? And I'm going to tell you, a huge reason for this is because of a person that will remain nameless, but this person knows exactly who they are. They gave me a bit of a boost to open up the Switch. And I mean, my goodness, it was a heck of a boost. It's very, very greatly appreciated, because if it wasn't for this extra little push that this individual gave me, the Switch would still be in the box to this day. And let me tell you about this thing, brothers. Now, I know plenty of people that have the Switch already. You guys have already experienced the magic of this system. I gotta tell you, let me give you guys a little bit of context really quickly. I haven't played I was about to say Super Nintendo, but I haven't played a Nintendo console, really sat down and really played any Nintendo consoles since the Nintendo 64. That was the last console from Nintendo that I really took seriously. I did not take the Wii seriously. Yes, I bought it, played the Wii bowling. That was it. I had the Wii U. I just got that not too long ago, but I didn't want it initially. So I have not sat down with anything Nintendo related and taken it serious in over 20 years. 97, 7, 17, about 22 years, I have been on a real hiatus from anything that has been Nintendo orientated. I've been like, Nintendo is this and that. They're not really appealing to me as a customer. Oh, I've ripped in to Nintendo plenty on this podcast. But I have to tell you guys something. Good gosh, goodness gracious, good grief. I popped in Mario Odyssey. Man, oh man, brothers. I have not played a Mario game once again since Mario 64. I have not seen this guy in over 20 years. And when I tell you I got doggone, man, listen, the person that initially got me to open up the Switch, they gave me a warning. They said, Kiaun, when you play this level, I don't want to spoil it for anybody else that might not have played it yet, but he told me, when you play this level, it's going to take you back to 9, 10 years old, man. I guarantee it. And I'm playing the game, brothers, and my goodness, it's like seeing Mario on the screen for the first time in over 20 years, really sitting down and playing the game, not looking at videos, not listening to what everybody else was saying about the game, but actually putting the controller in my hand and playing this Mario game. Oh my goodness. You want to talk about it was like seeing a old childhood friend 20 something years later. When I played that level that person told me was gonna get to me, man, I sat there in absolute amazement and delight. It was so incredible to have witnessed what they have done with Mario Odyssey. My goodness, my gosh. This game, I don't care how old you are, what kind of gamer you are. If you have any ties to Nintendo as a child, as a young lad growing up, playing games, and Nintendo was one of your first consoles, this game, brothers, oh my goodness, brothers and sisters, Mario Odyssey, for me, it took me to a place that I had not been with a game in a very, very long time. Now, I remember talking about this game, everybody saying, oh, it's amazing, it's outrageous, it's incredible. I had my buddy Jeremy on the show. He was telling me, Kiaun, I know you joking people about crying and, you know, getting these feels. Man, I got you. Listen, brothers, I got a doggone confession. All right. I'm going to give you a confession, man. Fresh off the press. I just played a specific level. And my goodness, man. Hey, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a stack with y'all. Man, a little tear came out my eyes, brothers. I ain't joking with you, man. I could not believe it. It was this specific stage, man, that if anybody played this stage, and like I said, it's nostalgia. It's something about it that if you have any ties to Mario, it broke me down a little bit, brothers. I mean, brothers and sisters, it broke me down a little bit. And I'm a 40-year-old man, brother, 40 years old. And as I'm playing this game, this specific thing, God dog, I mean, it was like, man, the music was going, the stage was happening, and it was just magic. It just felt like utter magic on the screen as this stage unfolded. And I'm sitting there playing the game, and I mean, I'm just so wrapped up into it and just amazed at what the world I'm playing right now. And all of a sudden, out the blue, brother, just a tear just came out the side of my eye. I was like, oh man, I didn't expect this. I did not expect it. And it was just amazing. Oh gosh, the whole experience with the Switch so far has been absolutely phenomenal to me. Now I know as a very hardcore gamer myself, People like myself, we're into the graphics, everything is based off of 4K, 30 frames, 60 frames per second, 1080p. It's like when you're just a hardcore gamer, you're just looking at the numbers and you're just, you're infatuated with games looking like God of War or Uncharted or, just anything that's a triple A looking next gen type of game, you're invested into that. And with Nintendo, they don't really have that stigma with their console. They are known as the less powerful console. Everybody knows Nintendo doesn't go after power. So, looking at the Switch on the outside, before experiencing it, it could be looked at as a laughing stock. Like guys my age, they'll be like, man, forget Nintendo. I don't need Nintendo. What are they doing for me? The system is weak. They got no games. They got no this and that. But for me, God, dog, as I'm playing this console and just embellished, I'm just so stuck on this console right now. I go ahead and I'm not really a person that's into handhelds. I've never been, ever since the Game Boy, or we could take it back to the Tiger handhelds way back in the day. They were just never my thing. I'd much rather sit down, play the game on my TV, and not have to worry about looking at something that's the size of a doggone 1-inch screen. Well, I was like, you know what? I want to go ahead and just see for myself what it would be like if I just picked up the console and just took it on the go. This was the part that really bugged me out, because I was playing Mario Odyssey and I was like, like I said, I just picked it up and just wanted to take it on the go. It continued right where it was, just seamless. I picked it up and I'm like, oh my goodness, this was exactly where I was just at. Now I know we've seen the commercials. I know that's just the allure of the Switch. Take it on the go. But it really did not click until I actually did it for myself. And when I tell you, look at it, Mario Odyssey on this screen, oh, it was pretty. It was really, really pretty. It was a great looking game on the screen. I might even add, it might have looked a little better on the Nintendo Switch screen. But as a whole, just Mario Odyssey as a whole, that game is beautiful. It is a beautiful looking game. I just sat there in amazement. It's this one stage. I think I put it up on Twitter or something where you're just in this rain. I don't want to ruin it. I know the game is like darn near 2 years old now, and whoever wanted to play it played it, but I didn't play it. So I'm sure some people out there that might not have played it. But as you're going through this stage, I'm looking at these rain effects and I'm just like, man, I'm not really tripping. It looks good. It looks very, very sufficient for me. And I think that I might have just slightly thought that the Switch was a bit weaker than what it actually is, because the visuals that I have seen on this game, my goodness, it looks fantastic. It's solid. It's a very, very solid experience. I have just the time with the Switch. I want to thank that person again for, just having me open this console up. It's just been an amazing, incredible ride so far. I just picked up, my friend Pedro. I haven't played it yet. I have another game that I will not mention yet, but will in the future, that I have. And I'm just basing this off of Mario Odyssey. When people said, how the world can Mario Odyssey win Game of the Year? I was one of those people. Like, man, how the world can you even put this game up against some of the bigger hitters that have been out this year? I gotta say, I was so wrong. God, dog, I was wrong. The Odyssey, Man, I'm going to tell you something. If I had played this when it first released, and this is coming from a guy, I just have to keep saying this. I have not been a Nintendo fan in over 20 years. I have not played a Mario game in over 20 years. And this system, this game, it, to me, in my personal, humble opinion, it is worth the price of admission. Mario Odyssey is absolutely fantastic. It was a different feel. It just feels good. Some of the camera angles, it can get to you a little bit. It's not a perfect game. But goodness, if you have any kind of relationship with Mario that goes back to the roots of this character, it is, to me, I mean, everybody is different, but for me, it seems like it would be almost impossible not to thoroughly enjoy this game. The Switch has been absolutely fantastic. The battery life has been very good, even though I haven't taken it off the dock a whole lot. But the Joy-Cons, they last a long time. The load times in Mario Odyssey, it's like, man, you're just up and running. You know, it's just, what a darn experience, man. I mean, it has been absolutely great. I don't even know what else to say. I would tell people that are like myself, that only game on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, once again, if you have any ties to Nintendo, to 1985 Nintendo, like myself, the Switch is a pretty darn amazing console / handheld. It is fantastic at what it does and what it brings to the table. You can't get it anywhere else. I would just say give it a chance. Pick up Mario Odyssey or pick up the other several other great games that are on the console. But my first impressions, because this is all this is, I've been playing this for over a week now. And actually, today makes a week, Sunday. So it's been a week for me. It has been absolutely fantastic. The hype level, you know, it's still up there. It's bigger, better games that are coming out for the system. You know, the new Zelda's coming out. Luigi's Mansion 3. I know people are joking it and, you know, oh man, it don't look like much. Man, I'm gonna tell you, brother, if it's anything that Nintendo has done, or at least proven to me with the Switch, at least with Mario Odyssey, that is that their games are absolutely fun. I mean, it's just fun. It's fun to play. It's, you know, it's not super challenging, I guess. It's just like a break from the norm for me. From, you know, the normal first-person shooters or action adventure. It's just different, is all I'm saying. And the games that they have coming up on the console, they're looking great. They're newer games. You know, Young Blood is coming out, Wolfenstein Young Blood, along with several other games. I mean, Doom is coming out, the newest one, Eternal. I mean, it's just a great system. Just any gamers out there that, you know, if you have ever been a Nintendo fan, and I want to keep preferencing that because that's what got me, you know, just hooked. Just being a Nintendo fan at one point. I don't know if this would actually work for someone that doesn't have those ties, those roots to a Nintendo console. If you're just a person that's never really rocked with Nintendo like that, or it's just never been one of your platforms, it might not hit you as hard. But if you've ever been into Nintendo, ever had any love for Mario at one point in time, I'm telling you, Mario Odyssey is, God dog, it's absolutely phenomenal. When I say I tear it up, hey brother, I'm not even ashamed to say that I teared up during that part, brother. And I feel like such a hypocrite because I was making fun of the guys that were saying, oh man, it brought me to tears, man. Don't get me wrong, brothers. I wasn't boo-hooing like, oh gosh, it wasn't like that. But brother, when I say a tear fell out the eye, brother, it definitely did. That's real, man. But, that's about it for this, man. It's Kiaun Vents. I know I haven't done an official Analog Circle podcast lately, but don't get me wrong. It's coming, man. It's coming. It's coming very, very soon. I'm working on that now, but I just had to just vent this off, man. I had to get this off my chest because when I saw that part just a few hours ago, it was maybe about 2 hours ago, that I was playing this one particular part that I'm talking about. And god dang, it just got me, man. But, anyway, if you want to chime in, you want to joke me and clown me, hey, I'm for all of the smoke. You can, do that 2 different ways, get in contact with the show. You can call in at 443-216-9934, or you can email the show, and the email address is the Analog Circle Podcast at gmail.com. I was your host, Kiaun Mitchell, and I'm just gonna say this, man. Last word is try. Just try a switch, and you just may be surprised. I'm out of here, guys. You guys take care.